For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. Well, we finally got the moment all hip-hop fans have been waiting for. Kendrick Lamar has responded to Drake's push-up diss with his own song, Euphoria, which makes references to Drake's acting career, his previous battles with other rappers, and so much more. Now, Lamar would even call Drake a master manipulator, liar, and scam artist. Fans have been waiting over 2 weeks for Kendrick's response, and of course, social media would explode as soon as the track was released, with both rappers' fan bases taking sides. This looks like it's going to be the topic of conversation all week long, and now many are anticipating to see what Drake's next move is. Now that Kendrick Lamar has officially dropped, many are considering round one of the battle to be push-ups versus Euphoria. Today on the show, we've got our very own John Abba here to discuss, and we have to ask, which rap diss do we think is better? But before we get into it, I want to go to the comments. So here's a couple things that people are saying online. One user says, Drake really ended Kendrick's boogeyman persona. This is trash. Another says, push-ups over Euphoria. It needs to get more personal. It's like jabs. Kendrick Lamar genuinely hates Drake. I'm gonna keep going. Euphoria clears every diss song Drake ever put out. Kendrick, when I see you stand next to Sexy Red, I believe you see two bad itches. I believe you don't even like women. That's your real competition. Might pop with them. This is how you respond, just very honest. Love that he took an approach most people were expecting. Kendrick Lamar up 2. AI could never create this. And last and certainly not least, can't believe Kendrick made his fans wait all this time for this Drake response. Let's dive right into it. And I'm putting a timer on us on this one because I know how deep this can get. Let's go into your reaction. What's your reaction to it?
I'm a big Kendrick fan. I want to see Kendrick thrive, but I think that was weak. I think he could have went so much harder. I'm sorry, Kendrick. You could have, there's so much material on Drake. This was the moment. This was his Jordan Game 6 or whatever. This was his moment to deliver, and I don't think he brought it the level that he should have brought it. It was great hearing little stuff. It's just, and I want to commend Kendrick for even responding. Because at a certain point, we may have thought I was thinking that we weren't going to get it. So the fact that he did, I just don't think that he went kamikaze. I'm finna black out. I'm finna get real crazy. I would have personally dropped a music video, maybe doing some wild stuff that's dissing you and had the game talking about it for at least a month. I think this right here is going to be talked about for the next few days, and then we're waiting on Drake to respond. But I'd love to know where you stand on this one.
Yeah, I definitely disagree. I think any song that makes me go and listen to it multiple times.
That's the problem,
To me, it speaks volume. No, because that means you're a lyricist. Because what happens is when I listen to it the first time, it's like, oh, this is nice. And I go and listen to it again for the lyrics. Drake, when his record dropped, I'm going to be very honest, I listened to it once today. And I don't want to listen to it again because it's not making me think, it's not making me listen to what you're saying. It feels good, makes me want to dance and, all the things. But if we're talking about hip hop, it does not do that for me.
Well, I think that's, a reflection of where we are in today's generation.
Yeah.
I think Drake raps for today's generation. He's giving you beats, he's giving you songs, he's giving you things that you can recite. He's not giving you lyrics, because if it was about lyrics, we would definitely see a lot of other artists thrive. That's not the generation we're in. That's why Drake is going to continue to win. I'm not the biggest fan of his, but I can respect when people are making the right moves. I think Drake has executed a lot of his moves to continue to scale up. If he was the whack guy that everyone say he is, then why is he always at the #1 spot?
He has some great writers. Let's be clear. And I will say Drake is a great performer. He's a great performer, but
he's delivering a product. He's delivering a product at the end of the day. Correct. I don't care how the product is delivered.
Then what are we talking? Are we talking about hip hop?
I just want a good product.
Are we talking about hip hop? So let me ask this question because I want to make sure we stay. Who's the better rapper? When we talk about rap, because for me, cool hip hop today focuses on beat and the way it makes you feel and all this kind of stuff. But that's why we say hip hop is dead. That's why people don't feel the way that they once felt about hip hop, because people aren't paying attention to the lyrics anymore. When I think about Drake, I think about him as a performer. And I will never take that away from Drake. Drake is a phenomenal performer. Absolutely. But when we're talking about rapping, lyrics, really saying something with some substance, I'm not listening to Drake for his lyrics
But see, that's the problem with Kendrick. It's too deep sometimes. I'm not trying to go that deep. To me, again, I feel like Drake is Tyler Perry in terms of our comedy world.
And well,
Drake is Tyler Perry. He's pop. He's gonna reach so many people. And Kendrick is Spike Lee. He's trying to give you art. Sometimes that's not what we on right now at the moment. We just want something to make me feel good so I can go to the gym or I can go on my vacation. I could play. I'm not sometimes listening to a Kendrick track. Like, I'm listening to Kendrick if I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
But I also think that with Drake, he's just speaking to the generation's vibration, whether that is good or bad. I think that he's also being able to brand himself that multiple or different cultures can accept and appreciate his work. That's what makes him bigger.
So then I'll say, well, let me ask you this question because I have something to say to that. Who do you think is the better rapper? I just need to hear a Drake or a Kendrick.
I think Kendrick is the better rapper by like default. Like he's what's the painter name? Picasso. He's like giving you vibes and different things. You hear some jazz beats. I can appreciate that. But
okay.
But if I'm trying to get a good vibe going, like this current diss that he dropped, I was thinking too much. I'm not trying to be thinking when I'm hearing a rap battle.
It's a diss record. You're like, I'm supposed to
I'm not trying to think like that. Just say it's supposed to be F your moms, F your dad. I seen you. You ain't got this. I got that.
You just want some trend. So to me, what it sounds like you're saying is like trendy. You want an artist that like hops on trends and go with what's because I agree that Kendrick isn't today. I'm gonna go with what today feels like. He's not a trendy rapper. He's not gonna hop on what feels good. He is a true artist that cares about the art of hip hop and not just trying to make you dance and throw your hands up and feel good. I
get it.
Drake can't come into this game trying to because Drake started out as a singer rapper. You know, we used to call him like a singer rapper, whatever. And then he started wanting to be tough body. If you coming in with tough body, I'm no longer paying attention to you making me vibe. It is lyrics. If you coming in saying, I want to rap battle you, and you telling me somebody coming to a rap battle, you want somebody that's going to like rap battle and make you dance. And
I think, so people bring up all the time about Drake having writers, right? And I can understand that. But I understand too that things evolve, the game changes. And I think that Drake is always trying to, it seems from me, he's always trying to be at the pulse of the change. So at one point it wasn't cool for rappers to have writers. Now I'm hearing that left and right, that's just what it is. Because at the end of the day, they're making a song.
Right.
So different artists, music artists have always used writers. So why can't rappers use the same? So it evolves. And I think Drake is doing a great job in evolving and representing today's pulse. Period.
But I just think Drake is not a tough guy. And I think that's why so many people are against him because Drake is trying to be this tough guy. And that, for me, is where it's like, Drake, you're not really, like, and I would never put anything against Drake. Drake, like I said, he's a great performer. I love what he's able to do, the barriers that he's been able to break. But if we're talking about hip hop, he's trying to be this tough hip hop guy, and that's not him.
My thing is, let me ask you this.
You looking at him like the lame dude that's like, come on, dude, stop.
But in all honesty, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what's the percentage of black people in America? Like 13, it's always been like 13, 14%, right? So we are the creators of hip hop.
Right.
But in reality, the hip hop that we created is not the hip hop of today. It has changed over time. Mm-hmm. It has reached other cultures. And I think that what Drake is delivering is sometimes speaking to the vibration of other people. Like you and I might want some depth. Like I'm an intellectual person. I want depth. I want to be able to think. But honestly, there might be a culture of people that's not really like relating on that type of vibration. So I think that in the day, Drake is knowing what to produce for the mass.
Right.
Like remember when Obama was the president and let me know if I'm wrong. Y'all can let me know in the comments. But I think he was just saying like he didn't really like cater to just black people. He was America's president. Mm-hmm. And I think that Drake, in terms of hip hop, is not like the hip hop artist guy. Like I'm gonna give you the Talib Kweli bars. I'm gonna speak to you that way. I'm like everybody's rapper. And I think that's why he's being able to scale that he is today.
Yeah.
Because other coaches are behind Drake.
I've been to Kendrick Lamar's concert, and it's not just black people there. So he has a very diverse group. So I can't necessarily agree with that. Again, I think Drake makes songs that make you dance and feel a vibe. This diss rap that he put out, what was his called?
It's called Push-Ups.
Push-Ups. Yeah. When I compare Push-Ups to Like That, and I know Like That was a feature of Kendrick. To me, that was round one. So let me say, to me, so that's the two that I'm comparing because I think that was his response, to it and so on and so forth. But like just even the two, when I heard Kendrick's verse, like I was actually listening to what he said. When I heard Drake's song, I was just like,
but that could
shout out to the producers. Because at that point, we need to be shouting out the producers. It's not Drake.
But Drake was saying some real stuff. Drop and Give Me 50 is a very clever way to structure a diss record. He's implying that every time he drop and give me 50, what? But every time that, Drake structured that, he's implying that every time that when Kendrick drops, he has to break off his team 50%. And he's pretty much flexing that maybe I don't have that type of deal structure. I get maybe the majority of the split. My whole thought process is that, at the end of the day, I think that Drake is a better, not artist, but a better marketer, if you will.
More marketable.
To the masses. He can package it up. He can be able to really deliver something that more the masses can be able to consume. Kendrick is trying to make sure he walks that line of I'm an artist. I want to be true to the roots of art, and that's going to be my calling card. My only thought process is when it came down to this current song that we're reacting to that he just dropped, Euphoria, I think he didn't need to bring it there. It should have been out the gate. I'm jabbing on you.
Yeah,
I'm throwing my blows.
I'm not mad at that because it just reminds me because I can actually quote Kendrick bars because it's like when he said Prince outlived Mike Jack. Mm-hmm. So I'm not opposed to
the difference between Mike then and Mike now.
Oh my God, he ain't no star. Anywho, so let me ask you, so do you think with that being said, then when we talk about hip hop, because it is a conversation, and I think why people are latching on to this so much, because we know a J. Cole, a Kendrick, a Drake, we're not going to see that being taken to the streets. At least we hope so, at least their camps don't do anything. So. Like we know it's going to be within the art. So people are loving to see this. Like people are loving to see the, blow for blow in the art. And we talk about it all the time, like competition in the art. And the conversation has been like hip hop is dead, but now people are starting to get excited because it's like, wait, is this going to bring that lyricism back, where people are actually paying attention? So do you think hip hop today is based on a better rapper or a better song creator?
It's based off better song creator.
Then we need to start paying attention to producers. It ain't the rappers no more. This is a producer game.
Who the producer battle? That's not a bad point.
If we're gonna say hip hop is based more on the song, then hip hop is about producers right now. I need to stop seeing rappers in the headline.
But going back to I'm gonna compare Euphoria and then Push Ups because I feel like everyone kind of took time to focus on each other entirely, not just like one verse. It was a whole song towards it.
Yeah.
And looking at it, Drake did a much more digestible piece of work. It's called Push Ups. That's a basic terminology. Push Ups. Here go Kendrick. Euphoria. You know what I mean? And then it starts with him. Cause let's keep it funky. We had listened to it at the studio here at Hyper Clubhouse together, and along with the team, and we listened to it, and we were trying to figure out where is this going. Yeah. My point is that we should be coming out the gate, Kendrick Lamar, where I'm jabbing you up. I don't have time to be thinking. I don't have time to be thinking about who's he talking about? Who's he referring to?
Do you watch boxing?
I don't think he even executed when he got going for real.
You gotta know how to strategically play the game. And I think Kendrick did a great job. I don't know. I can't say Drake won this one. For me, Kendrick definitely took over because, again, to me, when I look at the body of work and I'm actually listening to the lyrics of the song, does it make me want to go back and listen to it again? Am I really paying attention? Is this something I'm going to play again? I'm not going to play that Drake. You're not going to play Kendrick.
You're not going to play Kendrick again.
I am.
You're going to listen to it to maybe decode it, but you're not going to listen to it to really vibe to it. My last point is that I think Drake takes this round. I hope that they be able to kind of go back and forth. We can keep it friendly, keep the music. Just overall, though, I do think that, Kendrick, being the fact that he is part of the Interscope family, that's where Eminem comes from. I just watched the Defiance One's docuseries, which was really dope. Yeah. And Eminem was blacking out. And I don't think Kendrick, given the fact that Drake is one of the, if not the biggest rapper in the world, he should have blacked out to where, I'm putting your career on hold. If anything, this is going to be a scratch in Drake's armor. He's going to continue to succeed as he's done over the years. Yeah. And, I feel like he's the guy they after. you know. And honestly, they looking kind of weak, and that's to some of my favorite rappers on why they going against one man
I mean,
versus
Pusha T
you
did
know,
his job, but
you know,
we're gonna leave that.
and that's a fact too. And that was a popularity contest, but nonetheless, I do think that you know Drake got that round so far.
You know, and I'll say this close out, and I want to kind of talk about some of the things we have going on here. I will say, like, what I love about this is like there seems to still be a mutual respect amongst all of them. Because even in Kendrick's response at the end, or you know, towards the end, he talks about, in which they're like little jabs. Like when he jabbed J. Cole a little bit, you know, I was in the studio like, wait, no, not J. Cole. But that's just because I'm biased. But for him to still show love, like he said, you know, there's 3 GOATs, and I saw 2 of them kissing and hugging on stage. He's acknowledging that they're all GOATs. You know, he called, you know, J. Cole and said, I hope that J. Cole and Aubrey are my real friends. And then hit him with
And I would say too, with that line,
I love that.
because I want to make sure people know that I'm not a Drake stan.
And I'm not a Drake
I'm trying
hater.
to be like mad, like, you know, non-biased, my reaction to what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I do think it's weak on Drake and J. Cole's part to be so buddy.
Stop it.
It's competition.
Bro, I
don't want to
be your friend and compete with you at the same time.
But we can do that behind the scenes versus like on camera. I'm telling you, you're great. No, we're competitors. We don't need to be like best of pals in front of the camera.
Why?
Like, because it's competition.
I can compete with you and still be cool with you, but you know, like, but I'm that dude.
Nah, man, it's too friendly, man. It's too friendly.
I hope at the end of the day we get a collaboration.
Yeah,
that's what I want, because I do think all 3 of them has done something for the culture.
Yeah, I don't think they got no real. I don't understand what real beef. They
no.
all rich. They all got money. They all eating good. They all got, you know, I'm sure their lives is straight and their family around them. They really don't have no real life issues. Like, let's be frank for real. Like,
Drake need to step up on his fatherhood, because I'm looking at these bars and I'm just like, sheesh.
But I thought it was.
He got to step up.
In closing, Kendrick even came for Drake's manhood, talking about I don't think you like women. I thought that was a little weak, though, Kendrick.
But him in Sexy Red, does that make sense to you?
I think Drake
has a female artist on his record label that he does not.
Drake is just doing a usual playbook. I'ma stand next to whoever's hot. I'ma stand next to whoever's hot.
Again, even with Sexy Red, it's not that she's hot. Her producers are hot. Cause it's not.
I can feel that.
It's the way it makes you feel. So it's just like, bruh. Anyway.
But I think Sexy Red wins because mainly she represents something that people are familiar with. We all know a girl in the hood like a Sexy Red. And so sometimes that level of seeing something that you're familiar with brings a level of comfort, and you kind of like, you know, you're cool with it.
Yeah, for
and
me,
white America likes that type of image too.
I'm not a fan of it because there's no artist development. I feel like we're losing that. We're losing art in the sense of like in the realm of hip hop. And so that's why, like, when I'm talking about a Drake or when I'm talking about a Sexy Red, cool, they have their audiences and things like that. But if we're talking about hip hop, like, man, we got to get back to the source of what it once was. Like, I don't think we should just be like, oh, that's just what it is today. Like, nah, we miss it. We missing that. You know, that's why when Killer Mike dropped, everybody was like, yo, like, this is a real piece of art. Like, we love it. So, But
I think that's why, tying into us in closing, that's why it's important that, like, black ownership of media matters.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, if we're the ones kind of dictating what kind of stuff are getting, traction, getting promoted, then that's going to be able to hold the culture, I guess what's the word, accountable.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that we should be more mindful of that and support spaces like ours, and because we're trying to represent and do it right and X, Y, Z,
Now, we'll let the audience decide, because I'm very interested to read these
Y'all know
comments
Drake
for
got
sure.
that one, y'all.
Stop it.
Y'all know Drake got
took
that.
it. Kendrick took it.
No,
he snatched the pacifier out of his mouth and said, now what?
Oh, my God. Please, y'all, keep it real with me. Don't be funny style because y'all love Kendrick. Be real. I like Kendrick, too.
I like
Let's
Drake.
Be real.
Let me not, I like Drake, but I like, just like Kendrick said, I like singing Drake. This hard body, big body Benz Drake ain't it. You are not big body Benz. Like, stop it. You're not hard. You're not, like, come on, dude. Like, I've met some people from Canada, and they're very sweet and calm. They not on no rough stuff.
You never know. He might have developed over time.
Anyway, stop it. No, it's a front. Anywho, but you talked about us being here at Hypers Club. That's where we were able. Literally, we stopped. We paused to like listen to the track. I want to talk about some of the things we have going on here.
Yep.
Because I know we recently opened up people to be able to register to be a part of that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So you guys have probably started seeing drops. We're talking about hypersclub.com. So with Hypers Club, it is our way of like trying to create a community of people that really love what we do, whether they love what you're doing, you know, throughout the week. They might, I hope y'all dig a little bit of what I bring every now and then when I pop up here to be able to check us out for more behind the scenes content and full interviews now. A lot of times we will drop like our interviews little by little and people will be like, yo, where the interviews at? Where the full one at? We're gonna be doing that at Hypers Club. This is our way of trying to be a little bit smart about our business. We're not just giving everything, you know, out on YouTube. We want to be able to give like opportunities to connect more with you guys at home, get to know you, and really build a direct relationship.
Yeah, and I love community. You know, ever since I came, that's been a big thing that we've been talking about. So I'm glad that we're able to cultivate a place for that.
Sure.
So make sure you get your membership. Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you, John, for joining me.
I had to come on.
Man.
Somebody had to like go up against that.
We had to, but I feel like we did a good job.
We'll see.
Because before the cameras came on, man, I just wanted to like,
what else? I mean,
stop it. I mean, but then again, one of your favorite rappers, Birdman. But here we are.
Whoa.
All right, so thank you so much for chiming in on this topic with me. You heard from us, and now we want to hear from you in the comments below. Who do you think had a better diss, Drake or Kendrick Lamar? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson. What's up, family? It's Symphony Thompson, the official host of the Comedy Hype News show Late Night, and I'm here because I have some extremely exciting news to share. We are officially launching a club. Yep, that's right. And this club is exclusively for our loyal watchers, event goers, and debaters, known as Hypers Club. As a member, you will receive access to never release interviews, original content, behind the scenes with myself and our team here, and even access to a community of other hypers who are looking to build. For those in Atlanta, if you're an entrepreneur, podcaster, content creator, or just someone who is looking for a dedicated space to hold your next meeting, then this next part is just for you. You will get free access to events, discounts on merchandise, exclusive content that I mentioned earlier, and access to our creator studio for all your content needs. So, memberships are officially open and you can start by joining hypersclub.com to sign up and become a member of our club. I'm in the club and I hope you join us.